What's up, guys? It's Jade's Corner back here again for not the usual video I make, but today we're going to be talking about Teen Wolf. And why am I talking about Teen Wolf again? Because half my channel's success was from making Teen Wolf videos before I decided to make Mortal Kombat videos. So I thought today we should go back to the subject of Teen Wolf. And Teen Wolf isn't really that relevant anymore because the series has been done for almost 2 years when September comes around. But, I still love Teen Wolf. It used to be my favorite TV series in terms of live action drama shows of all time. So yeah, let's get into today's topic, in which, if you've already read the title of the video, you should already know what we're talking about. We're gonna be talking about top 5 strongest alphas in the series. And before we get into this, I made a list about 2 years ago, which has like almost 100,000 views at this point. It's like my most successful video I ever made, and it's on the top 10 strongest werewolves in Teen Wolf. And I got a lot of flack for putting certain characters in the position that I did. And looking back on that, even though that was like 2 years ago, because I made that in like August 2017, I realized that was a really terrible list, and I can really go back and redo that. So yeah. So looking forward to the future, make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. But from now on, I'm basically going to be doing Mortal Kombat and Teen Wolf videos, because those are my two most successful topics that I talk about on this channel. So I know I've been rambling on long enough, so let's just get into the video, top 5 strongest alphas in Teen Wolf. Now, before I get into the top 5 list, I'm going to do an honorable mentions too, but I just want to go over what an alpha is real quick, because I know it's been a while since most of you guys have probably watched the show, since it's been done since like September of 2017, and I don't think anybody has gone back and rewatched it since. You might have, but I know I haven't. I need to go back and rewatch it actually to get all my facts back up to date, but I'm going to go based off of memory for this video, because I've seen the show a total of 5 times in a row, all 6 seasons, so I should be pretty good when it comes to memorization about the facts on these alphas when it comes to this video. But before we get into the list, I want to go over what an alpha is again. Now, an alpha is the strongest and most powerful form of a werewolf in the TV show, aside from this thing right here we call the Beast of Javuden. And we have true alphas, which can only be achieved by a beta going through a series of strength of character, or being able to achieve it through force of will alone. And they're by far the rarest form of werewolf in the entire series. But yeah, that's basically what an alpha werewolf is and a true alpha. But let's get into the list. Now, honorable mentions, we have Alpha Derek from season 2 and some of the first half of season 3. Now, Alpha Derek is pretty strong, but he got jobbed out to Kali and pretty much Deucalion and the rest of the Alpha Pack in their first showing in like season 3, episode 1. So like, yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Alpha Derek does not hold up in terms of strength when it comes to the other alphas I'm going to be talking about. Now, at number 2, because I'm going to be doing 3 honorable mentions, we have Alpha Satomi Idol I'm talking about. Now, Satomi, we don't really see her do anything at all in the series, like, ever. So, it's pretty hard to judge her on her powers. But from what we've seen in the World War II flashback episode from season 3, she's an alright alpha. She's not too strong, but she's not weak either. So, I think it's pretty safe to say that she fits pretty well on this list. Actually, this might go up to 4 for the honorable mentions, but at number 4, we have Laura Hale. Now, Laura Hale, we didn't see her do anything, but it's pretty safe to say that she's one of the weaker alphas in the series, since she got literally bisected in half by Peter. So yeah, Laura Hale is number 3 in the honorable mentions. Now, at number 4, in the last honorable mention I'm going to be mentioning in this video, we have Talia Hale. Now, we don't ever see Talia do anything in the series, but it's implied that she's one of the strongest alphas to have ever walked the earth. And I feel really bad about not putting her in the top five because she literally doesn't have any feats, but she can transform into a full on wolf, just like Derek can in his evolved state. And that's all we really ever see her do, besides people mentioning that she's literally one of the most OP werewolves to ever be in the series. But until we see feats from her, she's going to remain in the honorable mentions. Now, let's get started with the top five finally. And oh my god, it's been 5 videos. It's been 5 minutes into the video. It's going to be a long 5 minutes. Let's just start. Let's just get started with the list. Now, at number 5, we have Enos. Enos is number 5 because even though he's like the muscle besides Ethan and Aiden of the Alpha Pack, he got jobbed out pretty easily by Derek and Scott, mind you, who was still a beta at the time. So it's pretty safe to say that Enos is probably the weakest of the Alpha Pack, but that's not saying much since they're all pretty much evolved alphas since they killed like every member of their pack after becoming alphas, which is stated by Deucalion to make your alpha powers even stronger than they already are. So yeah, Enos is at number 5. Now at number 4 we have Kali. Now I feel really bad for putting Kali at number 4 because I feel like I'm gonna kind of be lowballing her a little bit. But Kali's an absolute monster. I mean, she took out her entire pack, as I mentioned, that she's an evolved alpha before, along with the rest of the alpha pack. Took out her alpha, all of her betas, and thought she killed Jennifer Blake, who was her druid, aka her like mentor of her pack, or I forgot what it's called. But yeah, Kali's an absolute beast. She took out Derek with relative ease, and mind you, this is when Derek was still an alpha, and she took him out twice in the span of 5 episodes. And the only reason she even lost or pretty much died to Jennifer Blake is because Jennifer got the the lunar eclipse. Yeah, the lunar eclipse awakened and Jennifer unlocked her full powers. So basically, if that never happened, the Duroc would have died right there in front of Kali. But yeah, Kali's no joke. She's an overpowered alpha. I don't really need to say anymore. Time to move on to number 3. Now, at number 3, this is where we start to get into the ridiculous territory for these alphas. And we're going to be talking about Ethan and Aiden when they were alphas. My god, these guys were dumb, stupid, ridiculous. Like, individually, they're OP. But that's not even getting into talking about their merged form, which curb stomped everybody except like Deucalion and like full power Jennifer Blake Duroc. Their merged form, like, it's dumb, stupid. Where does this even fit in the series? Like, this is where the series started to go really over the top because it was never explained how they can merge into this in the first place. But Ethan, I think it was either Ethan or Aiden, does mention they got the ability to do this once they became alphas and joined Deucalion. So I think Deucalion might have had something to do with them learning how to do this. But it's like, how, what, what? This doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm just sitting here like, I'm trying to explain Ethan and Aiden, but I can't because most of their feats come from their merged form, and it's hard to explain their merged form because it's never explained in the show. And their merged form looks like this. At number 2, we have Deucalion. Now, safe to say that Deucalion is pretty strong. Now, Deucalion being at number 2, I think you guys should all know what who number 1 is, because number 1 has ridiculous feats, and even though people really are gonna be like mad that I put Deucalion at number 2, just because he's at number 2 doesn't mean he's a low ball. Deucalion is no joke, man. Like, this dude at full power literally destroyed Jennifer Blake and her full power Duroc state without it even being like a challenge for him at all. It was pretty much child's play, and he pretty much took out Scott's entire pack and Alpha Derek. And it's stated in the series that if he really wanted to, he could be the most powerful werewolf at the time of the series, or his appearance in the series, which was season 3. And I'm pretty sure he was, because his like demon wolf like gray state was like stupid powerful, bro. Dumb. Didn't even make sense. Like, his speed was literally faster than monstrous Alpha Peter from season 1. Let that sink in for a second. Monstrous Alpha Peter. And by the way, speaking of Alpha Peter, I feel like should have been on the top 5, but we're just gonna leave him at on honorable mentions for now, because Alpha Peter is dumb powerful, stupid. The only reason the characters even got rid of him was because Jackson threw a Molotov cocktail at him and burned him alive. But other than that, if Jackson didn't arrive with Styles, they all pretty much would have died right there. Alpha Peter's no joke. He's ridiculous. He's stupid. He's powerful. And yeah. Yeah. But getting back to Deucalion, yeah, Deucalion's a monster. He's an absolute beast. Everybody knows Deucalion's stupid powerful. He's really strong. Everybody knows he was one of the most overpowered bosses in the entire, not bosses, but antagonists in the entire TV show for Teen Wolf at the time of his appearance. He probably was the most overpowered boss character in, like, the entire, like, history of, like, you know what I mean. But that's kind of lowballing him real quick, because the fact that Deucalion is also blind, mind you, when he's doing all of this stuff. Fucking hell, man. And number 1, it's pretty obvious. We have True Alpha Scott. I don't really have to explain True Alpha Scott, because True Alpha Scott's feats speak for himself. I mean, he went up head-to-head with the Beast of Gévaudan and survived head on, and the only reason he didn't die, because he was about 5 seconds from being absolutely murdered by this man, was because flashbacks of Allison just decided to randomly pop up in his head, which was anticlimactic and a Deus Ex Machina, kind of, in a way. But it happens. And this man literally, like, took out every hunter who tried to assassinate him in season 4. They all got massacred. Wasn't even a fight. Destroyed. Bodied by Scott. And Scott also took out an Alpha Lowenminch who had an army of Ghost Riders. Mind you, he had help from his pack and Theo. He didn't do this by himself. But still, he was able to take him out pretty easily due to his true alpha powers. And mind you, when he was taking out the hunters in season 4, episode 10, he turned into this thing right here. I don't even know what that is. That could have been like another version of Peter's monstrosity, like, werewolf form from season 1. But yeah, Alpha Scott's an absolute beast. There's no reason why I'm even talking anymore in this video. And, like, he's Scott McCall. He's the main character. Of course, you're going to make him the most overpowered werewolf in the entire series. I mean, like, he pretty much earned all of his powers, too, if you watch the series from beginning to end. And, yeah, I don't have any more to say on this video. That's going to do it for the top 5 strongest alphas in Teen Wolf. I know this video was longer than expected, but